All right, it's me once again, man. And this election, well, these election results has me almost doing videos on a daily basis. And I always try to put out a video at least maybe once in a while because I'm not really too heavy into politics. I'm not really too heavy into the world's affairs and things that's going on. I usually try to stay silent on those things because I just focus on stuff that is more important, man. Primarily my faith and trying to take my faith and to help others with my faith. So I try not to get involved into too much of what's going on in the world because I don't want to have a biased mind frame when certain things happen. I don't want to be thinking about those things. So, but today, man, I don't know. It's like today, all day today, I've been hearing about these, and even yesterday, not just today, but yesterday, the day after the election, there are people who are protesting against the election results. And as a lot of you probably can guess, it's more of the left wing millennialists who are upset with the election results. And they're out, you know, I've seen some people fighting, beating other people up. I saw a video where a guy was running from a mob of guys just because he had on a shirt that says Trump, and this guy was running for his life. And people were just swinging on this guy as he was just running, trying to run past the crowd, just because this man had on a Trump T-shirt. And there was another report that went out, and this is the reason basically why I'm making this video, is because allegedly from certain sources there are college students who are so upset with the results that they need counselors on campuses. They're opting out of like very important tests. They're just like so hurt, I guess, quote unquote hurt or distraught over this, that they couldn't go to class and they had to be given crayons and Play-Doh. I mean, I've been trying to check for this. I haven't really found any good source, any solid source. So I'm just going to say allegedly that these kids were given, these college students were given crayons and Play-Doh to help calm themselves, which I thought was pretty funny. But living in today's society, the way society is and the way that millennials think nowadays, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there are such things as coloring books, adult coloring books, and I mean, a lot of you probably have heard of it. I've just started hearing about it like last year. There are these adult coloring books that help people cope with, like stress and anxiety. So, they get these coloring books and they just start to, it's supposed to help them relieve stress and all of that stuff. Which, I mean, I guess it's better than drugs or dealing with alcoholism or anything like that. But anyway, but I heard that they had been giving out crayons and Play-Doh. And that's just what that made me laugh. That made me laugh so much. But when I look at those things, man, it's troubling to me because whether the Play-Doh and the crayons thing was it's just a joke, or people just saying that. But when I look at things like the protest and these people are just crying because their candidate lost, I become really concerned for this country. In what country do we live in where people are that distraught in this country. I mean, now I know in other countries, there are protests and there are people who are fighting in the streets and stuff, whenever an election is coming up or whenever someone is voting. I get that. I have a friend who is Jamaican, and he talks about the political wars all the time. In fact, him and I were going to go down to Jamaica one day because, he has a lot of family and stuff in Jamaica, and, I'm very close with his family. And this when we were young. We actually had to be like 21, 22 at the time, But anyway, we had went down to Jamaica, and we were going to plan another trip with, all of our friends, and we were going to go down that following year. But we couldn't go because they had gotten word that someone was getting ready to be elected in Jamaica, and this is like back in like 2004, and it wasn't safe because of all of the political wars that were going on at that time. And even though he was from Jamaica, it wasn't even safe for him to go down there or to travel because it gets really bad, with the political wars. But if you think about it, Jamaica is not a nation that is as stable economically as ours. So when it comes to them electing certain officials, like they literally have to fight for that, because if someone gets into office and they misappropriate the funds, then that can be devastating to the economy. You got people that are living in huts. They're living in shacks. I mean, whatever metal and wood that they can find, they're building, and they're actually living in these huts and these shacks. And it's not like that all over Jamaica, but in certain areas it is. But the reason why I mentioned that is because here in America, we're a well-established nation. We are. I mean, we're a totally blessed nation. And I tell people this all the time, and I might make a video on this, but anyway, we can literally lock down our borders and not let anyone in and out, and we can be a self-sustaining country. We don't need aid or help from anyone else. We actually give aid and help to everyone. So for people to be upset because their candidate didn't win, and to go out and protest and start fighting people because they voted for a different candidate, is like why? Like, what is the point of that? You're beating up someone else because they voted for Trump? And these are all of the Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton supporters. All of those totalitarian mindset people, these communists. And that's basically what they are. They're basically communists, socialists, that if you don't agree with what they say, then they're going to cause harm to you. And these people, they claim to be so tolerant, so loving, but guess what? They're the ones out in the street wreaking all of the havoc. Standing in front of cars, not letting them by because their candidate lost. They're holding up traffic. And I mean, it's sad. But this is what I want to ask you guys as Americans. When was the last time you saw a group of conservative Republicans? Now, I'm not saying that I self-identify as a Republican or anything like that. I'm more of an independent. Anyone who's good for the job that's who I'm going to vote for. I don't care if it's Democrat, Republican, or whoever. But I didn't see a whole bunch of Republicans going out and bashing stuff and, standing on cars and blocking traffic and doing all of this stuff when Obama was elected. But the liberals are going out and they're doing this for what reason? It just doesn't make any sense to me. And there's a report that said that Rudy Giuliani has called them crybabies. I may or may not agree with that, but But I mean, what other name do you got for it? And the reason why you don't see a lot of Republicans going out and just really taking this to heart, or conservatives, is because we got to go to work. You know, we don't have time to go out there and take days and weeks off to be standing out in the middle of the street, holding up signs and being upset because of a presidential election. It's just like, okay, it's happened. This guy's going to be president for at least the next 4 years. And that's it. That's it. And I mean, we've weathered the past 8 years of Obama. Now we got to weather the next 4 years at least of Donald Trump until we get someone else back in office, until his term is up. So if you're a liberal, man up, woman up, take that energy, do something productive with it, because I'm telling you, all of that energy that you got to be able to go out and hold these signs up. And a lot of these liberals are skinny. When you see them out there, these millennials, they're out there holding up signs. Some of these guys got muscles bigger than mine. And, you know, some of these people are like pretty fit. So if you were to take that energy and apply it to something positive, trust me, you can get a lot done. A lot done. So I just wanted to go ahead and do that quick video. And, you know, take it, share it, thumbs up, like. And that's basically all I got to say on that subject.